Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be in cat form and use an exotic pet at the same time? Yes, it's as fun as it sounds. Hey everyone, my name's Shikari Dill, and I just want to start off by saying thank you to everyone for viewing my first video. I really enjoyed the discussion about Ascension and the build itself. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. But today, I want to take a look at a really cool build that I've kind of created on the Ascension server, a BEASTCLEAVE build. It's super fun, and I hope to show you kind of how I crafted it and the spells and the talents to make this sort of thing work. So as a bit of a solo player on the Ascension realm, I mainly do PvP stuff. So what you're going to be seeing here is a lot of 1v1 clips in the arena. So that's kind of what I maximized this build for. So I'm not going to be talking about the PvE side of stuff, unfortunately, because I haven't really touched on that with this build. This build was fully crafted and fleshed out for the 1v1 or even the 2v2 arena setting. So let's get started. So right off the bat, at level 1, you're going to want to keep rolling until you get Charge and Tame Pet. These abilities are really important and key for this build to work. Obviously, you can fish for these abilities while you're leveling, but just get the guaranteed at level 1. It'll make your life easier. You want that Charge for the gap closer, and you want that Tame Pet because it's vital for your exotic beast. For your starting skill cards, I would recommend taking Cat Form and Beast Mastery. That way, you just have them right off the bat. You don't have to go looking for them while you're leveling, and you could just focus on getting the spells that complement those necessary starting skills. Some additional spells you're going to need to pick up are Berserk, Bestial Wrath, and Mend Pet. Bestial Wrath is pretty self-explanatory why you want to pick up, but Berserk and Mend Pet, I will explain why you want to pick those up when we get to the enchantment section. You're also going to want to pick up Rake, Mangle, Rip, and Ferocious Bite, as those are some of your main rotation abilities. With that all being said, obviously with the draft system, it's going to be kind of a wild card whether you get those abilities while you're leveling or not, and it's probably going to take some time before you do. Which is why for my build, I don't have Ferocious Bite or Bestial Wrath. Instead of Bestial Wrath, I'm using Killing Spree, which I actually do like a lot, but I would say if you could go for Bestial Wrath instead, definitely pick that up. So talents are going to be a bit tricky for this build because talents are going to be spread really thin between the Feral tree and the Beast Mastery tree. But I find that you really want to invest a lot of points, or at least a decent amount of points, into your pets, because the exotic pets by themselves without talents or any supplementing spells don't do any damage. So I like to put points into Unleashed Fury and Kindred Spirit. The rest of the points in the Feral tree are pretty self-explanatory, but I also like to dip a few points into the Arms tree for the Blood Frenzy talent, as that actually will increase your overall physical damage on the target. There's a final talent that I like to put my points into, and that talent is called Earth and Boon. And what that does is it makes your Wrath reduce the healing your target receives by quite a bit. So how do we get those Wraths off if we're in cat form, right? Well, that's a good question. So that's where our legendary enchant comes into play here. The enchant Predator's Wrath allows us to get a free Wrath off in cat form that will always hit your target, restore energy, and restore mana. So basically, you just build combo points and you spend them on abilities like Rip and Ferocious Bite, and then you follow it up with a free instant cast Wrath. And what that allows you to do is you actually gain some of that energy cost back, and it makes for a faster paced gameplay. Typically, cat form is a bit slower paced. You're applying dots, you're applying when necessary, and you're really only spending the combo points to reapply those dots. Not with this build. This build is much faster paced. You are going to be spamming Mangle. You're going to be trying to get out as many combo points as possible so you can get the Rip and Ferocious Bite, and to do the Predator's Wrath, because on top of also getting your energy back It also gives you a buff, which increases the amount of damage your cat form abilities deal in nature damage. And this is really cool because it promotes a cycle of building combo points and then spending them quickly to not let the nature damage buff fall off. So it's kind of a faster gameplay style than you would traditionally be used to in cat form. So the epic enchants I use are Groupthink, On the Hunt, and Down for the Count. On the Hunt basically turns your Mend Pet into a 15% damage buff. You're just going to want to keep that up all the time. You'll probably see me spamming Mend Pet every so often due to that 15% damage increase. That combined with Groupthink, which turns your Berserk into a 20% damage buff for your pets, as well as what it usually does for yourself, is really good, and you can see how stacking that with Bestial Wrath would be really strong. But as mentioned earlier, I don't have Bestial Wrath in my build yet, so I took Killing Spree instead. And to make up for that, I took Down for the Count. Basically, Down for the Count will make your Killing Spree deal more damage to your target if they are bleeding, which, as you know, is very easy to do as a feral cat. For the non-epic enchants, I like to use ones that help with energy regen and refund energy when you spend combo points. So anything that can kind of supplement that faster gameplay, you want to be generating more energy to get more mangles out, because your mangles will deal a lot of damage in this build. So that about covers everything. Obviously there's other utility spells and stuff that you can add yourself to kind of give your own flavor on the build. For instance, I've added Prowl, Fairy Fire, Hand of Justice, kind of little utility tools like that. But let me know what you guys think, and I want to see what you guys kind of do with this. Thanks so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. If you like this content, you like this video, please consider liking and hitting the sub button, and I will catch you in the next one.